What's up, everybody? Tony Cutillo Show. I am Tony Cutillo, and it's Monday night, and it's 11:30. I like to do the late night thing. Told you anywhere between 10 and 12 every night. And boy, do I have a bunch of announcements to make and have some fun right here on the Tony Cutillo Show because whole new structure coming your way. But tonight we're gonna have a little fun. Early fantasy football talk and some crazy NFL futures. People have asked. People have been DMing me. People have been messaging me. It's coming, man. It's coming. Trust me. We get the whole month of July, the whole month of August. We're going to have a lot of fun when it comes to fantasy football and a lot of futures powered, obviously, by Odd Shopper over there at Odd Shopper Tales. Fantastic partner with them. So we're going to have a little fun. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to have a little fun and we're going to make some money just like we always do. But we're going to do something a little different. And what we're going to do is, like I've always said, is I like to combine a couple things and I like to make them fun, but I also like to make them interesting. Okay. So everybody knows I was holding down a Sunday night show on Sirius for a couple years, and I loved every minute of it, whether it be in the morning, whether it be at night, not just because of what I was doing, but because of who I was doing it with. There was a lot of fantastic people, a lot of, whether it be hosts, producers, my man Josh, Noah, shout out, but amazing people in the background, and not everybody would get to see. Okay. Well, the best part about that was it allowed me to really come into my own and understand. So I was like, you know what? When things change, okay, and I'm not really getting into what changes, you just decide to say, you know what? I can do this on my own, right? I can do this on my own. So stop chasing. Stop chasing people and just do it yourself. And that's what we're gonna do. And tonight, I already announced the all new show coming soon. That's getting ready, taking sponsors now, getting everything together. But it is going to be powered by Odd Shopper as always, because that's where you're going to get that portfolio EV for a fantastic deal. I'll get you the code for that coming up, but there'll be a lot of different things. And let me just throw it out there, man, because this is something I really enjoy. I do, and it is. Here we go, man. It's let me put it over here. It's going to go. Here we go. Oh, there we go. It's called the Alternative Edge. And again, there's a lot of different things going to go into this, and it's going to be twice a week. So my whole point and my whole plan, so everybody knows that whether you listen to this now or you listen to us on replay, is going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The Tony Cutillo Show will be live every single night. Okay. Two of those days will be Philly sports centric and national topical topics. Okay. The other two nights, which I haven't figured out which ones are going to be the alternative edge nights, are going to be fantasy football talk and NFL sports betting and props. Okay. Friday is going to be the bonus day. Friday could be a Patreon day. Friday could be whatever it is. I don't know. But that's the way this is going to roll. Okay. That's the way this is going to roll. We're going to have some fun. I used to do it every single day and I miss it. I'll be honest with you. And I miss the people and I cannot wait to do it. Yes. Twice a week. My man Japan checking in says twice a week. Let's go. I'll be there. My man, see you checking in. As always, one of the best guys in the game. I say all the time, Japan says Khalil Shakir better be everyone number one. If not, you aren't winning your league. You know, this is going to be a very interesting year this year because, and let me get back to the full circle. It should be a very interesting year this year because you just never know what's going to happen with the running back position in fantasy football. So again, make sure you're liking and you're subscribing right here on the Tony Cutillo Show. This is just the beginning. It's a very early preliminary talk, but a lot of stuff. I'll be honest with you, a lot of stuff is in the works. I actually have. I'm crazy, man. Like I'm going to be honest with you. Like I'm crazy. Like, I don't just hop on here and just want to talk. Like everything's going to be segmented out. There's going to be sponsored segments. There's going to be all kinds of stuff that I really want to do. The top three, we're going to have, like, I have so many things. I can't wait to unveil them. It's going to be so much fun. And I'm just going to do it on me, man. It's going to be powered by my own network and obviously powered by OddsShopper over there at the Tails Boys. I'm partnered with them. Was partnered with them last year. Okay, continue to be partnered with them this year. Took a little bit of a break, and now coming back for NFL season. Things happen. You got to build. You got to build. You got to build. So that's where we're at. Okay. So we're going to do this twice a week, obviously, and then Friday and possibly Sunday will probably be bonus Patreon time. But just get it in there. Tony said, all me, all me. I'm here for, listen, Japan. Sometimes, you just got to go all in on you, right? You just have to. And it's no disrespect to anybody or networks or people or any of that. Sometimes you just got to go in, man. And I'm being honest. Like, I know I can hold my own. Okay, I know I can hold my own. So sometimes it's like, you know what? Let me just show them I can hold my own, and I don't need anybody to hold my freaking hand. How's that? So let's get right into fantasy football talk in 2025. Early fantasy football talk. Now, I will say this: if you did not follow me, okay, and I know Japan listened, I know Sia was on there, but if you didn't listen, all I did hammer home last year in the preseason was Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry. Everybody knows it. I got the receipts. I got everything. Okay, started in June. Yo, listen, these two cats right here are going to be your top running backs in the NFL. Everybody, you're crazy. I'm nuts. Listen, I'm not sitting here. All I'm doing is telling you that I'm not always right, but when I'm right, it's nice because I've helped so many people. How many people told me they won their championship last year because of Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry? I drafted both Saquon and Derrick Henry on my teams in multiple leagues because nobody was looking at them. Nobody. Right? I didn't listen. I took AJ. Listen, I loved AJ Brown too. Right? I was touting AJ Brown as my number one overall fantasy pick last year. It was AJ Brown. It's going to be a receiver. But when it came to running backs specifically, it was Saquon and it was Derrick Henry. Now, I don't want to spoil it yet, but wait until you see the top three I have for you tonight. And this is very preliminary, but everybody knows I get different. One thing about me is I get different. The reason why I'm going to name this show The Alternative Edge is because I've had so many people say to me, listen, man, some of the stuff that you tell me, man, I use it on so many different things. My man, Paul, okay, who was out there, and I know he's listening and watching on X, okay, when he said to me, man, I want a lot of money based on some of your analytics, even in the fantasy realm, and put them on the futures. Even took the futures, okay? Even took the futures. See, my man, Japan. My man, Japan. I love Japan. Japan, me and you did not even talk, and we're on the same goddamn page already, man. Okay? Same goddamn page already. Wait till you see my top three and running backs right now, because you have to think about this in a different light. And I say it all the time. Listen, if you are on the Rise of React Media PR page, make sure you also get over to Tony Cutillo Show and you like and subscribe that as well. Okay, if you're on the Heat Ratio Sports page, make sure you get over to the Tony Cutillo Show, whether everywhere where you get your podcast from and streams and you name it, get over there, like it, but mainly on the YouTube page because that's where all the content is going to live. Okay, we are going to be partnered with other people. You may see other networks, but for the most part, this will be the main location. So let's get right. You know what? No more talk. No more talk. Let's get right into it because I'm excited. I'm excited for this top three. So when we talk about the running back position, I know everybody was going to talk about fantasy football, the Saquon Barkley effect, who obviously absolutely, this is my guy, man. Fly Eagles fly. I bleed green. I think you know that, right? So Saquon Barkley, will Saquon Barkley be the number one fantasy running back this year? No, I do not think so. Will Derrick Henry be the number one fantasy running back this year? No, I don't think so. Do I think that Saquon Barkley will have back-to-back 2,000-yard seasons? No, I do not. Do I think he's going to be up there in the top five? Absolutely. Is he going to be top three? No. Is Derrick Henry going to be top three? No. Okay. My man Steve, what's up, Steve? How you doing, brother? Yo, Steve was going on all day today. Steve was going on all day today doing underdog drafts over there. I watched them, man, for what was a fan speak, right? I watched them over there. You, Megan, doing all kinds of great things, man. So cool for you checking in. I appreciate it. So let's get right into this because you know I'm different. You know how I like to do things. I love Saquon. I love Derrick Henry. But let's get right into my top three for fantasy running backs. Very, very early top three. Okay. But it's going to be different. Okay. Tony's top three fantasy running backs. Let's start with number three. Let's start with my man, Kyren Williams. Kyren Williams, number three. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, what? Kyren Williams. Okay. Yes. Kyren friggin' Williams, man. Okay. Yes. Look, there it is. See you, Stephen Meg. Best damn. Oh, see it is the man. Look, he's always shot people out. Listen, just met Steve. See you. Been a fan with Megan for many years. Steve, pleasure to meet you. I love it. I love everybody. Listen, the fantasy and sports betting industry of good people is so awesome. Where you meet the real people and not the frauds and the phonies we can get into that all day. Okay, so I will say that, and I continue to say it that Sia is the man, and Sia is the man. So number three, Kyren Williams. Why is Kyren Williams to me number three? Listen, I'm going to break this down in so many different ways as we go forward, but the one thing about Kyren Williams, and everybody kept talking about, is Blake Corum. Is Blake Corum, right? And I like Blake Corum too, and I know Blake Corum does have some skill. Okay, unfortunately got injured, but 316 touches last year for Kyren Williams. Okay, that offensive line for the Rams was not great by any means. He only averaged 4.1 yards per carry, opposed to compared to 5.0 yards per carry the preceding year. And he didn't get a lot on the ground. Okay. I mean, through the air, only 34 catches, only 182 yards. But what I'm looking at is I always look at the way they finish, man. I always look at the way they finish. And I always look at what they've done with their offensive mindset. And everybody knows that I am a 100% Sean McVay guy. Sean McVay, to me, is an offensive guru, offensive genius. The ingenuity that he gives to any offense that he's in is second to none, man. It really is. And Matthew Stafford continues to be a very underrated quarterback in the NFL. They get rid of Cooper Kupp, and now Puka Nacua is your number one guy, right? I mean, listen, he's your number one guy. However, they bring in Davante Adams. And I got into this earlier with a lot of people with Davante Adams. Davante Adams, okay, is going to be such a steal in drafts this year. People are going to look completely past Davante Adams and just say, again, wide receiver two. Again, wide receiver two. Stop it. Stop it. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Davante Adams has more magic. Davante Adams will be utilized in so many different ways. The reason why I'm bringing up Davante Adams is because I look at a big three of Davante and Puka and Stafford, and what happens? And what happens? Now you have Kyren Williams running all over the freaking place because nobody can contain him. So I'm not even looking at stats. I'm not even looking at 360 touches. What I'm looking at is Kyren Williams getting the ability in space because they have all those weapons out there. The two big, obviously, with Puka and Davante. Listen, they're going to stretch the field. Okay, Davante's not afraid to go across the middle. We know Puka's not afraid to go across the middle. So that is going to leave Kyle Williams with a lot of space. Japan says Kyle Williams going to do big things out of the backfield because he can catch and run. Exactly. Steve says, yeah, at one point in time, the Rams were down. They were down 4 offensive linemen, man. Crazy. And listen, I like football, right? I like football. I like the Rams. I like McVay. So I do hope that they have better luck this year. Listen, we were one play away in Philadelphia from losing that game. I completely understand. Devontae Adams, I'm telling you, Rams are a real squad at every level. Offense, defensive coaching, wide receiver one, Sia says for Devontae, or Japan says for Devontae Adams. Listen, here's the thing, Japan, and I've said this before, and I continue to say it, that Devontae Adams is number one. He's a top 15 wide receiver in fantasy. Easy. Could push for top 12. Okay. And you're going to be drafting him, or you're going to see people drafting him 20, 21, 22. That is an absolute steal. It's an absolute steal. And we're going to do that next time when we go through the list of how many guys are they above. And that's what I love about this. So anybody checking in, make sure you like and subscribe to Tony Cutillo Show right there on YouTube. Follow me on X. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Right, the link tree is there. Go to the link tree. You'll see everywhere the show is at. Just starting to get cooking. I'm going to run this just like I did on Sirius, man. Like when I was on Sirius, everything was structured. Everything was good. We're going to have guests. I want to get people on. There's going to be a lot of different fun things that we do. I don't do things that are minor, man. I just can't. I just can't come on here and talk. I got to have segments, got to have intros, I got to have outros. I just have to do it. And again, powered by my buddies over there at Odd Shopper as well. And here's a great point by Sia. Kyron only 24 years old, 25 in August. So he's still got a good 2 years left in prime territory. So I love Kyron Williams. I'm very bullish on Adams as well. So again, I think he is an absolute steal this year in fantasy football, just based on the way people are going to reach for other guys. And they're just going to be like, oh, well, he's not a wide receiver one. We went through this before. We went through this in Philadelphia with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. We went through it before with the greatest show on turf with the Rams with Torrey Holt and Isaac Bruce, right? So it doesn't matter. Listen, you can put up wide receiver numbers for 50 or 60% of the league that are higher, or you could put up wide receiver. You could be a wide receiver two, I'm sorry, and put up wide receiver one numbers that are higher than 50 to 60% of the wide receiver ones in the league. And that's what I think he's going to. Let's get to number 2 with Japan. You're going to like this, bro. You're going to like this. And that's going to be Chase Brown. My number 2 fantasy running back this year is going to be Chase Brown. Now, again, a lot of people, if you heard me every Sunday on Sirius, what did I say last year? What did I say? I say, yo, Chase Brown. Get him in that lineup. Chase Brown. Draft this guy. He's a steal. Okay, you got to draft this guy. He's an absolute stud. And everybody, oh, I want to have Zach Moss. I don't care about Zach Moss. I never cared about Zach Moss. All I knew is, again, guys, please, guys, girls, whoever, let me just say, don't kill yourself with the stats all the time. Don't. And I know everybody's like, here we go. This guy, listen, it's like in baseball. When everybody says analytics, 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 sometimes you got to go with your gut. Sometimes you got to go with your eye test. Sometimes you got to understand, okay, that offensive line for the Cincinnati Bengals was not great. We all know that. Zach Moss couldn't hold Chase Brown's jock in a relay race, okay? So Chase Brown was the more explosive runner. And when you have a bad offensive line, you can't have a guy that hits the hole and falls down. You have to have a guy that goes east to west, not north to south. Okay, you have to have that guy. And that guy was always Chase Brown. He was explosive. And if you look at what he did, okay, towards the latter year, the latter end of the year, okay, let's go start week 9 against Las Vegas. 27 touches, 22 in week 11, 25 in week 15, 20 in week 17. This dude was an absolute stud. Targets 11 versus Baltimore, 7 against the Chargers, 8 against Dallas. This dude was doing everything. Lighten it up. Okay, lighten it up. Double-digit points. Okay, double-digit points in 16 out of 18, well, I should say 15 out of 17 games. I'm sorry. 15 out of 17 games, double digit fantasy points. Now, he's just going to take another step up this year. Another step up this year because it was like, okay, Zach Taylor, can we trust this guy? Because maybe they had a little bit of a hesitation, right? Maybe they had a little bit of a hesitation. However, guess what? Guess what? He is going to excel. Japan says, did you know creating space creates more space? Exactly. I love it. Speaking about Kyron Williams. So that is my number 2 is Chase Brown. And are we ready for the number 1? We all know who the number 1 is, right? We all know who the number 1 guy's got to be. I mean, come on. We all know. The number 1 guy, without a doubt this year, in my mind, is already Bijan Robinson. Now, if you take out everything with Bijan, and I'm not even going to bring up the health thing, which is a plus, right? Because I think that's such a jinx. But just looking at this offensive system that they're going to employ in Atlanta with the more mobile quarterback, okay? With the more run-centric style of offense and get the ball out in space to Bijan. This dude is going to put up ridiculous numbers. He is. He's going to put up ridiculous numbers. You have to look at the way he was utilized once Penix came in and once that offense changed around. And I think once you do that, you're going to understand why we're all in on Bijan Robinson. Now, he got 304 touches last year. Okay. So he's up 85, 90 touches from the year before. It's almost 100 touches and drop. Here's the funny part. This is what I actually like about the numbers. And this is where I look at it. And I again, I look at different things. So if you look at his attempts in 2023 was 214, and he barely had 1,000 yards, 976 yards, but he had 86 targets. 2024, he had 304 attempts and only 71 targets. So he ran the ball more than he caught. The reason why I say that's important is because, again, it was the quarterback change that led that into being something of substance. So now you take what he used to do, and basically what you're doing is you're bringing it back and making it a little easier and using that strength of the offensive line to be able to run through people, just like they did in Philadelphia with Saquon. So Bijan Robinson, oh, by the way, third year, not third year wide receiver, but third year running back. Okay. I know there's no third year wide receiver theory or a third year running back theory, but we're going to make it. Okay. My man Javon says that Falcons offense is sneaky good. Bijan should and could be the offensive player of the year conversation. 100%. No, will not be a split backfield. No way. No way, Japan. No way. I do not see the split backfield with Tyler Algier. I like Tyler Algier. I think he's a really good player. But I don't think when you have a young guy, 23 years old, and this kid is special, man. Like, we all knew this. He was special. And he's just continuing to get better. And you kind of saw it last year with Jahmyr Gibbs. The more they play, and again, obviously he played more because of certain injuries and things that happen, but the more they play, the better they get, the faster they get. So I love Bijan to just kind of excel and just take this to another level this year. I mean, you listen, 304 attempts last year. I mean, listen, again, he had 1,900 yards from scrimmage last year. Okay, 1,900 yards from scrimmage. Again, almost 2,000 yards. He's going to do some really special things. He is, and that's why, for me, for my money, listen, this is no knock against Saquon. This is no knock against Derrick Henry. Just sometimes, what you have to do is you just have to take it all in consideration. Okay, just say last year wasn't lightning in a bottle, but what it was a really, really good system, okay, that worked. Everything clicked. Okay, the odds that everything's going to click twice, eh, I'm not too sure. However, I mean, listen, we watched Christian McCaffrey do it before, year in, year out. I just think that sometimes, the offenses get a little different as we move on. So that's why I'm going to bump down Saquon and Derrick Henry a little bit, let people overdraft them, and I'm going to go all in on guys like Bijan, guys like Chase Brown, and guys like Kyron Williams. Now, let's get to a couple props. Okay, a couple futures before we get out of here. Again, this is the Tony Cutillo Show. Tonight, the special fantasy edition called The Alternative Edge. And like I said, make sure that you get into The Alternative Edge to where we will be going live twice a week, The Alternative Edge, where it's probably going to be on, I'm going to assume I'm probably going to do it Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'll probably do it Tuesdays and Thursdays, I think, because that'll be good nights to do it. And then Friday, like I said, Friday will be kind of like a bonus Patreon day, and it'll probably be a full odd shopper pick day on Sunday. But let's get into the couple bets that I'll tell you, man, that I really like, and we'll see how you guys are feeling on this. And I like these futures. And my man Paul, if you're watching, these are for you, my man. Okay, let's stick. And again, this is a running back theme tonight. Running back theme. Let's go. Number one, Devon A-Chain. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, I don't know about this one. Too many running backs, too many people to feed out there, too many mouths to feed out there in Miami. I don't care. This has all to do with one word, and that's health. All he has to do is stay healthy. Now, he played 17 games last year. However, did he finish all 17 games? No. So he just has to stay healthy. And Mike McDaniel has to get out of his own goddamn way and say, this is my guy. Okay. Very simple. This is my guy. They bring in Alex Ingle, okay, who was a Pro Bowl, or actually, they had Alex Ingle. For some reason, I'm thinking of San Francisco. I don't know why, but no, they obviously have Alex Ingle, who's a fantastic fullback. But sometimes Mike McDaniel would get a little too cute for me. And I think he knows that. And I think when you look at Devon A-Chain, when he gets 15 or more carries, that's carries, he excels. Okay. His average goes up, right? His average goes up 17 for 120, 7.1. Okay. 15 for 77, 5.1. 22 for 96, 4.4. The guy likes to get the ball, and he's so explosive. He's going to give you 3 or 4 big runs. So as long as he can stay healthy, and with all that was going on with obviously the quarterback with Tua last year, with obviously the concussions, the way you protect your quarterback is you run the ball a little more. And I do think that they will start to do that. And the reason why I say that is you kind of look at the way they finished. Now, week 13 in Green Bay, he only gets 7 carries. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. That game, it could have been because he left her. I don't think it was, though, because he had 9 catches or 9 targets and 8 catches. But if you look at after that 7, 14, 12, 17, 10, and 11, double-digit carries in each one of those games, okay, that's when Tua comes back, and again from another hit, and he's got to be protected. So I like Devon A-Chain right here to go over the 900.5 rushing yards. Now, let's stick to the same thing, and let's go James Conner. James Conner over 900.5 rushing yards. Now, why am I banking on a 30-year-old running back to go over 900.5 yards? Very simple. Consistency. No competition for carries. Very, very simple. Everybody thought last year, including myself, that James Conner was not going to get the touches. Everybody thought that, right? Trey Benson. Didn't happen. Okay? Didn't happen. It's not going to happen this year either. Okay? 236 carries last year. Okay. First time he's played more than 13 games in 2 years and more than 15 games in 3 years. And honestly, first time he's played 16 games for his entire career. And all he did was give you another close to 1,100 yard season on the ground with a 4.6 average and still continue to get it done. James Conner, again, 283 total touches. The guy just continues to get rolling every year. I do think this could be his last year of putting up these top numbers. So that's why I'm in. Just with the way that offense is going to be. Okay. I think we all know that. Nothing's really changed. Nothing. So that makes me even feel better that nothing's changed. The running back room hasn't changed. Okay. It really hasn't. So he heads in there already as a top 18 running back. Okay. And again, maybe from fantasy football purposes, maybe he turns into a flex instead of an RB2. But for betting purposes, the only way he doesn't go over 900 and a half, just because I hate the halves. I really do. Can we just say over 900? But the only reason why he won't go over 900 and a half is if he gets injured, if he misses time. That's it. If he's healthy for 15, 16, 17 games, he's easily going to go over 900. He's going to average 4.5 to 5 yards per carry. And a lot of this also predicates on Kyler Murray because Kyler Murray needs to be healthy because he's the threat, right? He allows that spy to be on himself. He allows that outside linebacker coverage. And again, James Conner isn't that east west guy. He's north and south. He likes to run it up the gut. He likes a little halfback toss that right off between the guard and the tackle, right? He likes that. So because of that, as long as Kyler is healthy, it also gives him more space and more opportunities. And that's why I like him to go on the over for 900 and a half rushing yards. And that's where we're at. So again, at top three running backs, we go Bijan at number 1, Chase Brown number 2, and Kyle Williams at number 3. And that's right now. That's right now. That could change. I'm not sure. It could change. I'm not sure. David Montgomery total fell dead on it at injury. And you would have had it, right? And that's what happens. Injuries happen. Injuries set in. What are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? But I think there's some really interesting conversations that are going to be coming up this year when it comes to the running back room. And I know this isn't going to be, again, everybody's normal top 3, but I do think that we're all in kind of agreement that Bijan is going to be up in that top tier. Chase Brown is going to be there. I think maybe people might not be with me with Kyron Williams at number 3, but I just look at that total offense as a whole, and I really like what I see. I think that gives him multiple opportunities as long as he can stay healthy. I really do. I continue to say as long as he can stay healthy, I think there's multiple opportunities for Kyron Williams to be that dude. All right, man, this was great. Again, as always, Tony Cutillo Show. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you're following me on X. Make sure you're following me on TikTok. Or listen, I always say follow me on whatever platform that you like. Okay. But the main thing is get on the YouTube page because that's where all the content will live. All my fantasy content will be here as part of the Tony Cutillo Show, but it will be the alternative edge. Okay. That's what we'll be talking. I will be doing some content for Odd Shopper. You'll get that on the Odd Shopper YouTube page as well. You'll see some shorts on there that I come with, probably some anytime touchdown bets, but I'll be doing the parlays. I'll be doing the props, just like we always do. Throw some plus money props in there as well. We have some fun with it, okay? We have some fun with it. Like I said, Friday will probably be like a premium pick page. Again, nothing crazy. We're talking like $20, something like that, but just enough to, make it all worth it in the end. So as always, make sure you keep following Tony Cutillo Show right here. Make sure you get ready for that alternative edge. And again, man, everybody stay safe, stay healthy. And man, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for fantasy football season. We are